Welcome back to another tabletop review. Today we'll look at the Walther CCP 9mm pistol. The Walther CCP was developed for concealed carry. In fact, CCP stands for Concealed Carry Pistol. It was designed with a fixed barrel like their PPK and what Walther calls its SoftCoil delayed-blowback system, which includes an internal gas piston. When fired, gases escape into the piston chamber via a small hole in the bottom of the barrel and pushes back on the piston, cushioning the recoil. The CCP has a reputation for being very accurate and a very comfortable gun and a very difficult gun to disassemble. And although a newer model of the CCP M2, was designed to address some of the shortcomings of the CCP, we'll try to answer the question, just how good of a gun is the Walther CCP? Let's start off with why I bought this pistol. If you've watched many of my other videos, you probably know that I appreciate a bargain. I tend to look at used guns at the gun stores first. I'm also looking for guns that are different and interesting. This gun was like new and had a price tag of $240 and was interesting to me because of the piston delayed blowback design and the fact that it was a Walther helped. I think Walthers are undermarketed and as such a bit underrated in the US. I've had good luck with Walther guns in the past and I really like the size, looks, and the feel of this one. The Picatinny rail on the underside of the frame's fore end offered some possibilities that improved this gun's appeal for me even more so. After haggling, I was able to make the purchase at $220, which included 2 magazines, the original case and materials, and a free range pass worth $20. I thought that was pretty good. I had heard that the CCP could be frustrating to disassemble, but as you also may know about me, I also enjoy the mechanics of guns even more than shooting them, so I was actually looking forward to the challenge. Let's make sure that this one is cleared. I've covered the Walther Arms Company in more depth in previous videos, so I'll only say here that the German weapon manufacturing company was founded by Karl Walther in 1886. Walther started out as a rifle and air gun manufacturer. Walther has manufactured firearms and air guns at its facility in Germany for more than 100 years. They are perhaps best known for the Walther PPK of 0075 films, James Bond fame. Walther Arms also manufactures in the United States. This CCP was made in Germany. As I mentioned, although this gun was used, and dirty, I might add that it was otherwise like new and everything was in the case. It came with the manual, came with 2 8-round magazines, came with a takedown tool, which you will use later, and also tools for adjusting the rear sight and even 2 replacement front sights. There's even a cleaning brush for the blowback cylinder and of course the lock. The Walther CCP has a 3.54-inch barrel and steel slide. The slide is black, but there's a silver finish slide version as well. The slide features a slide lock lever and front and rear serrations. It has a polymer frame with Picatinny accessory rail. There is a manual safety, ambidextrous mag release buttons. The mag is 8 rounds. There's an internal firing pin block, low profile 3-dot sights, sort of gray rather than white, and comes with 2 different size front sights. The rear sights are adjustable and a tool is provided. Grips feature the Walther high grip non-slip textured surface. Overall length is 6.41 inches. Overall height is 5.12 inches. The width is 1.18 inches. Weight is 22.3 ounces unloaded. Trigger pull is fairly light at 5.5 pounds, but also fairly long. Trigger reset is basically full travel, sort of like a double action revolver. going to change the order of things a little bit here, since the difficulties associated with the breakdown of the CCP has been such a topic of trashing this gun. Normally at this time I just start talking about all of the cons, then go to list what I see as the pros before breaking down the firearm. But since the breakdown is such an issue, let's just do that now and get it over with. I mean, how bad can it be? Walther provides a takedown tool. In my opinion, that's a con right away. And as soon as you have a tool separate from the gun, there's always the nuisance of retrieving the tool. And what if you lose it? Okay, they say that you can use a flathead screwdriver, but still. There are also complaints that the parts can go flying when disassembling the CCP, so be prepared. It took me a few tries to get the hang of what's going on so that I can more smoothly release and return the slide. So how bad is it? Like most things, once you've done it a few times, it's not a big deal, but I can see where an impatient person or someone who didn't read the manual would just say the heck with it. I suspect that may have been why this gun was so cheap. The first owner probably couldn't get it disassembled for its first cleaning and just gave up. I have found that breakdown of the CCP is not as hard as it sounds once you understand a few of the mechanics of what's going on here. To begin with, we're going to make sure that this gun is cleared, and we're going to pull the trigger with the safety off in order to drop the striker. Okay, and we're going to remove the magazine. The next thing we're going to do is we have this tool provided, and if you look at the rear here behind the slide, you'll see a little tab that's sticking out, a little silver tab. And if you look on the tool, you'll see that there's a little tip on this end of this tool. We're going to use that tip on this tab to push that up. You can see it moves up, but to catch it properly, we're going to have to bring the slide back just slightly. When you do that, you should be able to insert the tool, push up slightly on that tab, and it should insert then into the slide. That releases the slide, and if we pull up on the slide, it allows us to remove it. And so there we are. It's disassembled. Reassembly is, again, not all that difficult if you pay attention to a couple of things. The first thing we have to do is to get this piston into the cylinder that's under the barrel. We remove or return the spring, and now we're going to put the slide back on here and just work it a little bit until we get that lined up. And you can see it down in there. You just need to kind of get it lined up, and once you have it lined up, you can bring the slide back. Now, the next thing is we need to use the tool again to depress that tab. Now, I noticed that we have to bring the slide up a little bit from the frame in order to depress that pin and to be able to get that pushed back in there. Now, once we have that in, we should be able to bring the slide back. And drop it down onto the slide. And there we go. I should mention that the delayed blowback system, which includes the internal gas piston, seems to result in a lot of dirt deposited within the slide, especially within the piston area. I've been told that the gun should be cleaned after 1,000 rounds, but I'd suggest more frequently. I've also been told that the piston system seems to heat up after a couple hundred rounds, making the gun uncomfortable to hold. That is true. The chamber area gets pretty hot even after just 100 rounds. Speaking of the Walther SoftCoil delayed blowback system, this was one of the features that attracted me to this gun. As far as I know, it's the HK-P7 series of handguns that's best known for this engineering concept. Along with its 1970s design squeeze cocker system, the HK-P7 also includes the innovative internal gas piston delayed blowback system. This is the gun that was made famous by the villain in the 1980s Die Hard movie. It's considered to be an exceptional pistol. If you can find one, you'll be lucky to buy an HKP7 today for less than $2,000. It's not likely to happen for me, so I thought owning a Walther CCP, the only other gun I know with this delayed blowback system, would be kind of cool, especially for only about $200. Now, as for how the delayed blowback system works, I really couldn't say that the recoil from this gun felt all that softer or lighter shooting standard velocity 115 grain rounds. I expected to feel less snap. Walther says that it's reduced by 33%. I just wasn't sure how to judge that. But I did notice minimal muzzle rise, and I can't deny that I just shoot better with this gun. Perhaps that's enough. In addition, racking force is indeed noticeably light. Walther claims it's 40% less. Now let's get back to listing the cons. Although it carries more rounds, one issue is this gun is a little bigger than similar single stack 9mm like the Glock 43 or the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. It's a bit thicker, it's longer, it's even taller than the Glock 19, and it's a bit heavier. If my intent were to carry this pistol, that could be an issue. The trigger pull is light, but the length and especially the reset seem long. The gray sights are disappointing. At first I thought they were some sort of night sights, but no. The bigger issue is that my thumb wants to rest on the slide release. That's a problem when I've fired my last shot and the slide doesn't lock back because my thumb has interfered. It's only happened a few times, but it's annoying enough to mention. To be fair, Walther has addressed some of these issues in its later version of the CCP, the CCP M2. Together with some other new features, the gun is lighter, the trigger is improved, and the gun no longer requires a special takedown tool for disassembly. I've been told that those improvements greatly improve the gun's ownership and shooting experience. On the pro side, you have Walther's legendary lifetime guarantee. I haven't had it long enough to give a personal testimony on reliability, but reports would suggest that the CCP can probably be counted on for good reliability. At the top of the list of the pros is that for a single stack, this gun just feels great in the hand. You wouldn't expect the grips to be so comfortable. Compared to my double stack M&P 9C, for example, which is very comfortable, the CCP grips are narrow, and yet this is a very comfortable gun. I really like the grips and the textured feel. I have long fingers and I shouldn't like this single stack gun at all, but I do. The other thing is that I really like to shoot this gun. That was a bit of a surprise to me, and I'm good with it. Walther's SoftCoil recoil system sounds a bit gimmicky, but it does seem to work. Together with the fixed barrel and the minimal muzzle rise, my follow-up shots are tight. It's easy to keep this gun on target. This gun seems to give you a lot of confidence. My wife feels the same, and she's rather picky about which gun she'll shoot. We both like shooting this gun, which doesn't happen often. The easy cocking slide is something my wife really appreciates, and this is a gun that she feels comfortable carrying. The slim design, thumb safety, easy accuracy, controllable firing function, along with its Picatinny accessory rail, which allows for the attachment of a tactical light and laser combo system, also makes this gun a good backup home defense weapon for us. I attached this rechargeable tactical light green laser combo. This is the highlight model P3GL, which I got on Amazon for about $35. Works very well. The improved Walther CCP M2 has a suggested retail price of $469 in black and $489 with the silver slide. It's also available in angel blue, blue titanium, and even royal purple for a little bit more. I've seen the black model for sale for as low as $310. Used CCPs have typically been offered for $250 or less, which I think is a pretty good deal if you're willing to learn how to disassemble them. To wrap up, I'm going to go back to comparing the Walther CCP to similar single-stack 9mm, the Glock 43 and the Smith & Wesson Shield. My local gun shop and range has guns that can be rented. It's a great opportunity that I take advantage of from time to time. As such, I've been able to try out a lot of guns. I've shot and explored all three of these guns, and here are my thoughts. First, there's no contest on a couple of points. Breaking down the Glock is really simple, and it gets the prize on that one. The Glock's reliability, of course, is legendary. And in addition, the Glock's trigger is probably the best of the three as well. However, the CCP and the Shield cost less, and both have an accessory rail, and both carry more rounds than the Glock. I must say that I like the Shield and I'm good with it. The Glock 43 doesn't fit well in my hand, and for some reason, even with its better trigger, I'm just not very accurate with it. However, the CCP, in comparison, feels the best in my hand over all three guns, and even with its long trigger pull, is very easy to shoot accurately and comfortably. Comparing shooting the CCP to the Shield, I must say that I like the CCP more, and I'm actually better with it. Your experience may be different, but in my opinion, I'd say that the Walther CCP, especially the new CCP M2, is definitely worth a look. Now, if you like the feel of the CCP, and you don't mind learning how to disassemble one, and you see an earlier used Walther CCP out there that you can pick up for less than $250, I'd say do it. Take it to a range right away and fire off a box of ammo, and you're likely to leave with a smile on your face. Any weapon you carry is better than the one you left at home. Thanks for watching. Hope you'll be back for my next tabletop review. Until next time, stay safe.